Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Arty Party brought to you by the Great Exhibition Road Festival. Today, we're going to create some stunning space maps, invent a new way to harness the weather, and make a binary code bookmark. Yes! Alongside some fantastic fun emoji times in the chat. Woohoo! My name is Chloe. I'll be your host today, and Medina will be our co-host as well. I'll soon introduce you to our special party guests, Ty, Sarah, and Maria. Hi, Medina.
Hi, Chloe.
We would love to hear who else is at our Arty Party today. So please tell us in the chat using emojis. So for example, Ruma is watching with her sister, a baby, and a cat. So she is going to add in an emoji of a cat. Hopefully you can see this in the chat, and a baby and herself too. So go for it, everyone. Oh, Medina, I'm super excited to hear about who's in the chat. I hope we have some animals too.
Yes, me too.
Maybe even some vegetables. I would love it if we had a cat or maybe broccoli at our party today. What's your favourite vegetable, Medina?
What's my favourite vegetable?
Yeah.
Good question. I'd say a butternut squash because it looks funny and it tastes delicious.
What an amazing party that would be if we had a butternut squash here today. I really, really hope we've got one. If you can find an emoji for that, please pop it in the chat too. I'm going to show you what we need for our making today. So yeah, apologies everyone. My fantastic Arty cam was not working this morning. So instead of being able to show you on the camera, I'm going to do the old school thing of eking down my laptop cam like this. But it works just as well. These are the materials we're going to be using. We're going to be using some coloured pens and pencils. Make sure you've got some. We're going to be using some scissors. We're going to be using a ruler or just anything with a straight edge, basically. Some paper, and here we go. 4 random objects from your house. You need something that is round, which could be like this. You need something that is straight, which could be like this. You need something that is soft, which could be like this. And last off, you need something that is hard, like this. Now, these are just the 4 objects that I had. Yours can be totally different. Just make sure you've got one that's round, one that's straight, one that's soft, and one that is hard too. Because remember, we're going to be doing so much fantastic making today. And we would love to see what you make today. Please take photographs of what you make and send them in to us throughout our party today. You can also send them to us afterwards as well. So there's a Padlet link in the chat for you to be using. Remember though to ask permission from whoever's phone you're using to take those photographs. So now we've heard a little bit about what we're going to do in our party. We've heard who's at our party. We should tell you who we are as well. As I said, my name is Chloe. I'm an artist and educator. I love to make shapes to play with online. Check out my portal coming up on the screen now. You can hopefully see there's lots of different shapes in my portal. Oh, I wonder if James is getting some up. Can I see? Oh, there they are. Brilliant. There's my shapes. I'm going to wave to them. I love my shapes so much. And you can see they've slightly inspired my outfit today. As in, I've got a necklace on, which has some black shiny beads on, like some of the shapes in my portal. Have any of you dressed up today to come to our Arty Party? I hope so. If you have, please tell us about your outfit in the chat. As I said before, I'll be hosting with Medina today. We've said a quick hello to Medina, and we've already learned her favourite vegetable. So we already know a little bit about Medina, but I would love to know a little bit more because Medina, as well as being an artist, you're also a scientist, which I think is an amazing skill. I love that so much. You brought together 2 things that I get so excited about. And Medina, on the screen right now, James is going to pop up a photograph of an artwork. Could you tell us a little bit about this artwork and your research too?
Yeah, definitely. I've always loved art and science. So to me, it makes sense to bring the 2 together. So I'm a research scientist, which means I try and investigate and answer new questions about different things in science. And I specifically am interested in infection and how our body responds to protect us from infection. And my research, I've been using fish to study this, but obviously you can use different animals, or some people like to study this in humans. So I wanted to represent with my artwork looking at two similar things in two different areas. So that's why you've got a kind of purple and pink painting on the side, which looks a bit similar to the blue and green painting on the other side. So it's a lot of comparing and contrasting.
I love that. And have you got fish in your background, Medina?
I do, yeah. I've got fish on my curtains, a little aquarium, because I spent so much time in aquariums and looking after the fish and working with them. So that's part of my research too.
Amazing. Oh, I love that connection. Thank you so much, Medina, for introducing yourself there and telling us a little bit about your artwork on the screen and also your research. So now we know who's at our party, we know who's hosting it. It's time to welcome our guests. I really need your help at home to welcome our guests today, everybody. Every time I say, welcome to our Arty, I need you to shout, party! Let's practice. Medina, yes, thank you so much. Please help us out. So let's go for this practice. So welcome to our Arty.
Party!
Yes, one more time, even louder. 3, 2, 1, Arty.
Party!
Whoa, that was so loud. Can you see my screen is shaking? That was all your sound waves coming to us in your party. I think that is definitely going to be as good a welcome as anybody could ever possibly want. So let's bring in our party guests. Let's give a big wave to Ty, to Sarah and Maria. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Oh, it's so nice to see you. Hello. Hi, we're going to start off with you first. Welcome to our Arty
Party!
Ty, you're a PhD student in the Department of Bioengineering at Imperial College. Could you tell us a little bit about your research?
Yes, of course. So I'm actually working with people who have a disability called cerebral palsy, which makes their muscles really stiff. So I'm seeing how their muscles change after they get their treatment.
Incredible. Hey, party people at home, if you've got questions for Ty, please write them in the chat. And Ty, which inspirational woman have you chosen to tell us about today?
Oh, today I chose Katherine Johnson. She's a mathematician. Well, she was a mathematician at NASA, and she actually helped to solve the equations and the really complex questions to get them to send someone to the moon.
That's incredible work. Thank you so much. And Ty, you're not just telling us about Katherine Johnson, you've actually done this amazing drawing of Katherine Johnson as well. James, could you, oh, here it is, it's being shared now.
It is.
Ty, can you tell us, how did you make this?
Oh, so basically I had a picture of her next to me and I drew an outline in pencil, and then I used dots with a thick black pen, kind of like this, and used dots to shade in the darker areas of her face, and the lighter areas I just left white.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Super, super cool. Such a beautiful artwork for sure. Okay. So inspired by your drawing, Ty, and how Katherine Johnson calculated flight paths through space, let's see if we can safely plot routes to create our own space maps. I'm going to show you what you need. Check it out down here. So, I wish I came up with a song for this. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, here we go. So you need, oh, you've done things already. You need your ruler. You need pens. And you need a piece of paper. Okay. Step 1 is to fold your piece of paper in half, like so. Step 2 is to fold it in half again. Step 3 is to, has anyone guessed it yet? Fold it in half again. Step 4 is fold it in half again. And step 5 is to fold it in half again. Now it's getting tough, this one, but use all your making muscles. And try to fold it, that's it. Oh, well done, everyone. Really press down on the edges there. It does not need to be neat. It can be rough like this. Oh, wow, that was a workout. And here is your space map. Now that you've got your tiny space map, we need to open it out again. So unfold all the way. Oh, keep unfolding. I can hear all of these space maps that our experts are making. It's a lovely sound. So now you've got your space map unfolded. You can see we've got all these different quadrants, and these quadrants are perfect for us to use to plot a route across space. What we need to do so that we can do that though is to add coordinates. So what I'd like you to do is to write letters across the top here and then write numbers down the edge. I'm going to see if I can do this upside down. Yes. So write from A, B, C, and a D, E, F, G, along the top, and then numbers 1, and I'm writing these numbers on the lines rather than in the middle of the quadrants. 1, 2, oh, and 3. Right, now we are ready to plot our routes across space. So I'm going to ask, would anybody like to give us a suggestion? So this is to all the Arty Party people at home. Could you give us a suggestion of where we should start our routes by giving us a coordinate? A coordinate is always the letter added by a number. So if I wanted to go here, I'd say B2. Or if I wanted to draw one down here, I'd say E3. Or over here, maybe G1. Medina, do we have any suggestions?
I'm just waiting to hear. I bet they've got plenty of suggestions and just working it out. Let's see. Oh, we've got one that's come up now. G2. Can you find that on the map?
Thank you very much. So I'm going to pick an orangey colour and I'm going to draw a dot, just like Ty's dots on her artwork, at G2. That was right, wasn't it, Medina? G2.
Yes, G2.
Fantastic. There you go. You can see my dots. Do we have another coordinate, please? We need 3.
Oh, yeah. We've got plenty coming through. So we've got one from Maria, which is A1.
A1, okay. So I'm going to use my orange pen. Wow, this is a cool route. It's really wide. And one more, please.
Yep, one more. We've got C2 from Alex.
Brill, okay. So there is our route going from G2 to A1 to C2. Now I wonder what these 3 points could be in space. Ty, do you have an idea of where we could start off our route? Could it be at a moon or at a star or a planet? Any ideas?
I think we should start at a star. Let's start at a big bright star.
Oh, I love that. Okay, so I'm going to write star. And I wonder, where should our route go next? Sarah, where should it go?
I think I'd like to take it to a moon, but not our moon, another planet's moon.
Oh, wow. I wonder, do we know? What are the other moons called? Does anybody know? Are there any suggestions in the chat? Or do any of our expert guests know here? I know that there's one called Ganymede, and there's one called Callisto, and there's one called Phoebe as well, which I like. I'm going to pick Phoebe. My friend's called Phoebe. And Maria, can we come to you? Where do you think our route should end? So we start to a moon. Where should we end?
I think that it should end in Mars.
In Mars? Oh my goodness, incredible. I'm going to write Mars, there we go, on my space map. And now that we've got those 3 places, I'm going to join up the dots so that we can see our route. So I'm using my ruler here to go from a star to my moon to Mars. Incredible, look at that. And now I've got my route, I'm going to add it on to my key at the bottom. So I'm going to draw a key down here And I'm gonna, because we can plot more than one route on our map, I'm gonna pop in my colored line there, and I'm gonna say it's the star Mars route. And there is our space map with our first route on. Now, Arty Party people at home, why don't you continue now by adding 2 more routes onto your space map? So you can put on now your own coordinates, whatever you like. Maybe you'll go from F1 to E3 and then over to C1. I might make this my next route, and I'm going to make this a really terrifying route. I'm going to go from a black hole to an asteroid and finish up at the Crab Nebula, which I think sounds super scary. I mean, only if you're scared of crabs, I guess. If you like crabs, it might be your favorite place ever. So if I, and remember, everybody at home and party guests as well on the screen, you're making up your own ones here so you can do your routes wherever. But can you see what might happen on my new route? I'm joining up my route marks there. Now, what if we've got some spacecraft who are taking my route from the Crab Nebula, and we've got some spacecraft who are coming over from Mars and the moon Phoebe? What could happen here? We might have a collision. So can any of the Arty Party people at home suggest what can I put here to make sure that everybody can safely travel through space? Medina, I'm going to come to you to ask if there's any suggestions from the people at home. What do we have on our planet Earth, on our roads, to stop our vehicles colliding? What could it be?
Let's see. I bet they're thinking really hard, trying to come up with some great suggestions. Trying to think of what we have on our planet.
Any ideas, people at home? What have we got on our planet which helps to stop collisions between vehicles on roads that cross over? I wonder.
We've got an interesting one from Kate. She's suggesting a roundabout, which is kind of what you drew, Chloe.
Idea, Kate. Yeah, totally. Why don't you have a roundabout? You can add some roundabouts in space. What a brilliant idea. Let's pop 2 roundabouts here. And I'm going to put those onto my key as well, so that everybody reading my map knows. So they'll know that as they come from the asteroid to the black hole, they know to look and to move around, so that the people going from the star to Phoebe can also do that the other way too. Fantastic. Thank you, Kate, for your suggestion. Roundabout. Brilliant. Ty, could you tell us? We've got one more route to plot here. Well, I have on my map anyway. Where have you drawn for your route?
Can you see?
Oh yeah, I can see for sure. I wonder if we can make your picture big so that we can all see it as well. Oh cool, yeah, it's worked.
I put a roundabout there. Yeah.
That's cute. I love that idea. I love the shape of that as well.
Thank
It
you.
goes diagonal and then along as well. We would love to see your space maps, Arty Party people at home. So please take a photograph of them and send them in on the link in the chat. There's a link to the Padlet, just below here as well, just below our video on the screen that you can see. We would absolutely love to see your space maps. That would be super cool. And as people finish off their route, Medina, do we have any questions in the private chat for Ty? Has anyone sent any questions in they'd love to hear the answers to?
Yeah, we've got a question for Ty, and it's, what's the difference between a bioengineer and a doctor? Which is a great question.
Oh, that's a really good question. So a bioengineer, what I do is I'm doing research essentially. So I'm using maths and a little bit of science to work out problems that they have in medicine, so problems that they might come up in the hospital. And what doctors do is they actually solve the actual problems that patients have in the hospitals. So yeah, that makes sense.
That totally makes sense. Thanks very much, Ty. Well done, everybody at home who's been making these fantastic space maps. I'm really looking forward to seeing them a little bit later. So do remember to take photographs of them and send them in via the link. Thank you so much, Ty, for coming in, telling us about your research, answering our question, and also showing us your fantastic drawing of Katherine Johnson. Let's give a big
thanks for having me.
Hi. Thank you for coming.
Hey. Hey.
Okay, stick on, Ty, and everybody else, because we've still got lots to make and do. Let's get ready now for our next guest. It is Sarah. Hello, Sarah.
Hey, Chloe.
Hi. Let's welcome Sarah now. Let's say welcome to our Arty
Party!
Sarah, you work in a role that talks about sustainability in your job at the Victoria and Albert Museum. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, it's super exciting. So my job is to make sure that the museum looks after the planet and make sure it thrives. So it's about using our resources wisely, it's about saving energy, reducing waste, and really looking after the natural environment, but also getting everybody else to take action on environmental issues too.
Brilliant. Wow, that sounds super exciting. Remember, Arty Party people at home, if you'd like to ask Sarah a question, then please type it in the chat. Sarah, which inspirational woman have you chosen to tell us about today?
So I've chosen an amazing woman from the 19th century called Begum Ruqayya. So she was a social reformer and a creative writer, and she lived in a country that's now called Bangladesh in South Asia. And in 1905, she wrote a story which I absolutely loved. It's a short story called Sultana's Dream. And one of the parts of the story is where women scientists have discovered how to use solar energy. So I love that she imagined a different world, and she thought what women could do in that world. And in real life, she did lots of women as well. So she set up schools for girls, and she talked about women's rights and all of those things. So I love that she brought together the creative side and kind of science and how to make the world a better place.
For sure. What an inspirational person. Thank you so much for bringing her to our attention, Sarah. So inspired by the woman in Begum Ruqayya's story, we're going to create now our own inventions using things from around our home. So remember, these are the objects, you know, the round one, the straight one, the soft one, the hard one that you have brought to your screen today. So let's get those and put them in front of us. Okay, I'm gonna do that now. So I'm getting my soft one. Oh, Sarah, would you like to tell us what kind of objects have you got?
Well, I've got a round bottle lid for my round. And for my soft, I don't know how this is going to work, but I bought a dinosaur, a cuddly dinosaur. For my hard, I've got a Rubik's Cube. So that's my solid thing. And for my straight thing, I think you wanted, I brought a book of the story of Sultana's Dream.
Oh, that's perfect. I love how that ties in. Thank you so much, Sarah. So hopefully everybody's got their objects now in front of them. And your task is to invent a new machine that can harness the power of the weather. So in the book, we heard about the women harnessing the heat from the sun, storing it up and saving to use it later. So you need to pick, to start off with, which weather are you going to choose to harness the power from? Is it going to be the heat from the sun? Or is it going to be the water from the rain? Or is it going to be the ice from the snow? Is it going to be the electricity from the lightning? Or the wind from the storm? I am going to go for the electricity from the lightning, and I'm going to show you here. So here are my objects, and I need to come up with a way to harness this electric energy and store it. I reckon, you know what? I've just looked at my straight thing, which is a peg. It's got this metal in it here, hasn't it? And one thing we know about metal is that it conducts electricity. So if I attach that to my lightning, I can then, I'm going to attach this wire or wool, as you might call it, and then the electricity from the lightning can go down my peg and all the way through my wool. Ooh, and maybe if I connect my candle up to it, it can turn my candle on. But I need to be able to store this electricity, don't I? So maybe if I use this old CD, I can reflect some of the light from the candle to then maybe get it to reabsorb back into my woolly wire. And then when it's ready to use, it can bounce out from the CD again. It can reflect all the way around my home. What do you reckon? I think that could work as a new invention. Oh yeah, I've got a double thumbs up from Adina there and a nod from Sarah. Yeah, thumbs up from Maria. Cool, let's go for it. Okay, inventors, get ready. I have called my invention the electro-reflecto. What can you come up with at home? I'm going to give you 3 minutes. 3 minutes, inventors. Use your objects to invent a new machine that can harness the power of the weather. Whilst they do that, let's try, party guests who are on the screen, let's try and make a machine together. Coming to Maria. Maria, which weather shall we try to harness? I did weather electricity, but from the lightning. What do you think?
I'm going to harness the water.
The water from the rain. Fantastic. Okay. And would you like to suggest, Maria, a starting object? Which object have you got?
I have initially a round object.
Ooh, very good.
Then I have
could fall into the round object.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And what next? And then where next, Maria?
Then I have straight object. That is this one in here.
Ooh. Cool.
And as a soft object, I have this. Oops.
I wonder what it is.
This ball that is really soft.
Oh, okay. I'm going to pause you there, Maria. So let's go. Let's work with this cliffhanger. We have got the water coming down from the clouds. It's raining into that round object you've got. And then does it slide down the straight one? Is that right?
Yeah, it will fall inside this run. And then we will contain all the water by closing down this. Like that. So all the water will be contained in here. And when we need the water, we will open.
Amazing, Maria. I wonder, could we come up with a name for your invention? Any ideas, anyway? It could be a rain collector.
It's a bit more exciting, I think, like the
Rain.
magnificent. Oh, the rain train's good, but I'd like to say magnificent somewhere because it looks quite magnificent because it had the lovely kind of shiny lid. I quite liked it. Could it be the magnificent rain tray?
Yes,
I love the idea of the magnificent rain tray, definitely. And does anybody else have Ty? Which objects did you have there? What were you using to do?
So what I've got, something soft, is a woolly hat. I'm not sure what we can do with this. Yeah, just a really woolly hat. Something round, I've got a shampoo container. So it's round at the bottom. Something straight. These all seem to be hair related or head related. So this is a comb, something straight. And something hard, I've got this container. Yeah.
Oh, I know. I really like that. You know what? I think we're going to give people 1 more minute at home. Arty Party people. if you have already invented your incredible machine, please take a photograph of it and please send it in to us. We would love, love, love to see it. Always also come up with a name for it as well. And as you do that, we're just going to hear from Ty. We're going to see, Ty, which weather would you like to make? Showing us your objects. Which weather would you like to use?
I think I want to use the heat from the sun.
Nice. Okay. So the heat from the sun is coming down from the sun, and which object is it going to encounter first?
I think it can encounter the comb because it's got this metal end, so it'll get quite hot. Yeah, maybe.
Good call. I like that a lot. Okay. So you've got this hot comb. The heat's traveling through the comb. Where next?
I think it can go through here, maybe to the top of the bottle here, maybe. And then.
Great idea.
So it falls into the container, and then we've got the woolly hat at the bottom of the container so that we can hold it so it's not too hot.
Oh, yes, I think you're onto something for sure. And what should we call this new invention? I love how there's a safety feature.
I'm not sure. What can we call it? Anyone got any ideas?
How about a solar storometer?
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
The energy in the kind of like container. So solar storometer.
Solar store. I like that. Yeah, let's go with that.
That is super cool. I love the inspiration as well. That's always a secret to a good name. Well done. Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you, Ty, for sharing. And thank you, Sarah, for bringing that inspiration to us. Medina, do we have a last question for Sarah?
Oh, yeah, we've definitely got some people very curious. So we've got a great question from Roger, which is asking, why is it good to be a scientist?
So that's a really good question. It's good to be a scientist because you can ask questions. So exactly what you've just done. It's being curious about the world. I think working in arts and sciences is all about that, asking questions and then trying to come up with an answer. So finding solutions. So being curious, I think, is one of the best things to be. Good thing about being a scientist. And you can help other people by being curious.
I would definitely agree with that, Sarah.
Medina, do we have another question there?
Yeah, we've got another question. We've got one from Alex. And again for Sarah, this time Alex is asking, out of 10, how much do you like your job?
I'm going to have to say 99 because it's the best job. I'm working in my favourite museum doing things for the planet, which are my two favourite things coming together. So yeah, I'm going to say 99 out of 10, definitely.
Wow, that's a big, big score. So,
well, that was amazing. Me too. Great question and great answer. So everybody, Arty Party people, I hope you've made your invention. I hope you've taken a photograph of it, and I hope that you've managed to share it with us on the Padlet. I hope you also came up with a cool name for it and also could kind of show how it works, because that's a tricky thing to do as well, isn't it? So maybe you kind of use your fingers in your photograph as well, kind of showing what happened. Maybe you drew some arrows, maybe you wrote a description. I'm not sure. I'm really looking forward to seeing your photographs on our Padlet a little later on. Let's say a big thank you to Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for coming in. And that means we only have one guest left for our Arty Party. Boo! But before we meet them, Medina has got a quiz for us all. So over to you, Medina.
Thanks. I do have a quiz, and maybe we can have a little look at what everyone's been making once I bring up the quiz questions.
Great.
So everyone get their thinking hats on, but have a look at what everyone's been getting up to as well.
Oh,
Wow.
great.
Got so many.
Wow.
Fantastic.
One of the inventions. I see some space maps.
Yes. Wow, these space maps are going to incredible places.
I love that.
The black
Going
hole.
all over.
Pluto. Oh, it's so great to see people. I love people's setups there. I love seeing all those materials, all those colored pencils. Cool.
Oh,
So the wind. Oh, and that looks like an apple. Is that an apple with a
yes.
pencil? Because apples have been really important in scientific discoveries before, haven't they? With Isaac Newton, was it, and gravity?
Yeah,
Whoa.
that's rain.
Oh, I like the give a world a drink. That's a nice thing. Make sure everyone has access to clean water. That's a good one.
Always helping. Science always helping. I love that.
Those are looking amazing. Well done, everybody. Give yourselves a big pat on the back, all those Arty Party people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting
Bravo. Woo.
Well done.
so great to see your creative works coming in. Please keep sending them in. And Medina, did we see your quiz? Your emoji?
Yeah, so let's start that now. So we've got a fantastic quiz. So get your thinking caps on. So what we're going to do is send you some emoji clues. And from those clues, you need to guess what museum the clues are representing. So we've got clues to 3 different museums. So hopefully you can see them in the chat and on the screen. So you've got the first clue, which is a microscope, a telescope, a test tube, and a stethoscope, and a pencil. Loads going on in the first museum. So these are all museums on Exhibition Road in London. And the second museum is lots of different animals and then a diamond. Oh, that looks out of place, but this is all found in one museum. So have a think about what that museum might be. And the last museum is a picture of a queen and a prince. Wonder what that could be. So get thinking and send us your questions and your guesses.
That is super exciting. It's a tricky one, isn't it? That diamond did throw me off in the middle one as well. When I think more about that museum, that's actually my favourite bit of that museum for sure.
Me too. That's my favourite bit of that museum.
I wonder if people can tell us what is the answer. Which museum are we talking about? Ty, which of these museums is your favourite without telling us which the museum is? Number.
I think it might be the one with the Queen and the King.
Oh, that's a great one.
That might be my favourite one.
Look, like other people at the party like that one too. And Maria, how about you? Which is your favourite?
My favorite one is definitely Museum 1.
Oh, and it's definite. Interesting. Medina, when are we going to get these answers? You gonna?
I think they're coming in soon. So I hope everyone's made their guesses because we're going to reveal all in a second.
Oh, I'm excited. We should do a countdown, like a doo-doo, boom.
It's just going to spring it on us and surprise us. So yeah, we've had some guesses. Let's see whether they're right. So maybe we can get a little reveal of the answers. This is a fun guess. And here they are. So the first museum was the Science Museum. Hopefully you could see all those sciencey objects. That's what it relates to. So well done everyone who got it right. And the next one is the Natural History Museum. That one that has, I don't know, some of you might have seen the huge collection of animals and obviously rocks and precious stones and so on. And the last answer is the Victoria and Albert Museum. So that's what the Queen and the Prince were representing. So well done everyone for guessing. And no worries if you got it wrong, we still got loads of fun coming up.
Yeah, for sure. It's always about the taking part, definitely. That is what counts. I think we saw Jazz has got the answers right, because I think your answers came up on the screen. So bravo to you. And yeah, well done to everybody else too. Super cool. Thank you so much, Medina. We love an emoji-based quiz. Such a good kind of refresher. And now that we've done that, it is time for us to say hello to our last party guest for our Arty Party. It's Maria. Hi, Maria.
Hi everyone.
Hi, welcome to our Arty
Party!
Maria, you're a senior teaching fellow in the computing department at Imperial College, and you're also part of groups who are trying to increase the mix of people who work in computing. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, in the Department of Computing, I'm teaching Introduction to Architecture of Computers and a programming language called C. And I'm teaching those modules to first-year students. And also, I'm very interested in, it will sound a little bit complicated, but it's not, in software methodologies to apply for real-time systems, like, for example, the systems that manage the traffic lights or the systems that manage the cameras and follow people and track people, those kind of systems. And I'm also very interested in computer vision. So how do you apply, how a camera follows a person from the images and so on. So.
Whoa, that all sounds super cool, Maria. Remember, party people at home, if you've got any questions for Maria, please write them down in the chat and we'll ask Medina to ask those questions to Maria a little later on. So Maria, which of the inspirational women have you chosen to tell us about today?
It's been very difficult because there are so many inspirational women in science. But because I'm in the computing department and because this person is working also in promoting people, especially girls in computing, and I'm really up to this cause, I choose Sue Black.
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit more about Sue Black. Did she also campaign?
Yes. So Sue Black is a British computer science. And also she calls herself as a social entrepreneur because she's campaigning for a lot of causes. And one of them is that she's still very vocal and active in promoting the campaign to save the Bletchley Park. That is the park where there was this code machine that was very helpful to save the world from World War II, that it cracked the code that the Germans were using. So in that park, all that happens. And she is trying to, with a lot of campaigners, to save this park. And she's also promoting women in computing. For example, she creates this Tech Mom online so moms can learn about technology so they can connect and help their children to connect and be connected to computer science. And it's great, I think.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Maria, for telling us that little bit extra more as well. I can see lots of questions are coming in, but we're going to start off our creative activity first, because as part of this creative activity, which is to make a binary code bookmark, we are going to be looking at the American Standard Code for Information Interchange binary alphabet on our screens. And I think we should look at that for as long as we can. So we'll answer some of those questions a little later on while it's up on the screen. Thanks so much. James has popped it up there so we can see it already. This is super cool. I love binary code. I love seeing lots of ones and I love seeing lots of zeros. What we are going to be doing is we are going to be making a binary code bookmark for which you need one piece of paper. Oh, thanks. Oh, this is cool, isn't it? So you can see me and you can see this binary alphabet at the same time. That's perfect. You need a piece of paper, you need some scissors, and you need two colors. So super simple to start off with this bit of making. All I'm going to ask you to do is to cut off a strip, and this is going to be your bookmark. There we go. And because we're thinking sustainably, of course, we've got Sarah here who can help us out with sustainability always. This piece of paper just over to the side because we can use that again for something else. And now we've got our strip of paper. We need to decide which of our two colors is going to be the 1 and which of our two colors is going to be the 0. So I'm going to pick red to be my 1 and blue to be my 0. And then I'm going to use this binary alphabet to write out a secret word along my bookmark. The secret word that I'm going to pick is the word code. And that's because I'm being inspired by the Bletchley Park code breakers today and also Professor Sue Black. So then I do recommend you pick quite a short word, because as you probably did, we can write it out using our colours, which translates from our binary alphabet there. Stay with me, people, we can do this. So my word is code, which means I need the letters C, O, D, and E. C, as we can see on the screens, is 1000011. 1000011. So for me, that is red, blue, 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 red, red. Right? So I'm going to draw that on my bookmark in stripes. So red, blue, 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 red, red. Like this, see? So that is my letter C. Next, I need to go to O, which is 1001111, or red, blue, blue, red, 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 red for me. So I'll draw that on next. Red, blue, blue, red, 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 red. See, check it out. Oh yeah, I like my wiggly lines. And the next one, because I'm saying the word code, it's going to be D for me, which is 1000100, or red, blue, 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 red, blue, blue. I'm going to draw it on red, blue, 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 red, blue. Now, I've got a decision to make here, haven't I? You can see I've got the letters C-O-D. I've run out of room, so I could pretend that my secret word, instead of being code, was actually cod, like a secret fish who I'm going to tell people about on my cool binary code bookmark. Or I could flip over my bookmark and add my E along the bottom here, which I think could look pretty cool, so I'm going to do that. So for my E, I'm going to go for, what is it? It's 1000101, or red, blue, 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 red, blue, red. Here we go. So I've got red, blue, 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 red, blue, red. Yes! I have completed my binary code bookmark, and I can put it in my favourite book. Here it is. Astronomy. I'm going to pop it in. There we go. And I might even ask somebody to decipher my code bookmark, my binary code bookmark later on. So everybody, over to you. Hopefully you've got started, because it is quite an intrinsic task, this, but I do like it. So pick a short word, pick your two colours, and get coding, basically. Going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. Whilst you do that, I'm going to ask other people. Maria, can we come to you? And would you mind sharing what your word is that you've chosen?
Yeah, I chose my word is Anne, so it's A-N-N-E, because it's the name of my little daughter.
Oh, that's cool. Wow, and which colours did you choose to be your 1 and 0?
I choose yellow for 1 and green for 0.
Oh, I like that. Those colours all look really good together. And how are you getting on, Maria?
I'm starting, so...
Okay, go. Sarah, can we come to you?
I've done mine.
Cool. And if you just hold it up, I can see what the word is.
Have you?
I mean, not quite, but I aspire to be able to see what the word is. Can you give us a clue, or maybe tell us what the word is?
Well, I wanted to write star, but I wrote the S, so it begins with S, and then I forgot what came next, and I put A instead of T. So it begins with A, then I had to make it into another word. So it's something that in science it's quite alkaline. I don't know if that's a clue. Begins with SA, and it's an alkaline substance.
Oh, anyone in the chat An alkaline substance, SA, and there's 2 more letters. Is it something I could have on my cod and chips?
You could actually. That's a really nice tie in there. I would definitely have chips with this. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Can anybody tell us in the chat, what are we talking about? It may be your favorite crisp flavor, vinegar, and the thing that comes before the vinegar. Oh, I wonder. Oh, the Moss family, you're in.
Yes.
Salt. So my star became salt.
Well done. I love that on your bookmark. That's a cool thing to have secretly coded. Oh, well done, Catherine, too. Over to you, Ty. Can you tell us about your bookmark? Did you come up with a word?
Yeah. Can you see?
That looks great.
Yeah, so I was inspired by Catherine Johnson, and it may have already been said before. It starts with an S. Yeah, it starts with an S and ends in an R.
I feel like great minds. Well, on the same track there, completely, Ty.
Yeah.
Would anybody like to tell us on the chat, what is this secret word that Ty has coded, which Sarah was going for as well before she took a diversion, which was pretty cool.
Remembers.
Oh, Medina, oh yeah.
Catherine Yay.
Well done, Catherine.
Well done.
Oh, another guest star.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well done, Helen.
Inspired by all of those space maps as well.
All these answers coming in now. Bravo. I was just saying to Medina, sorry for stealing your job there, because I was too excited. I jumped into looking at what had come through on the chat. Oh, naughty.
No, it's great. It's great to see everyone guessing.
Definitely. And well done, everybody, for making your binary code bookmarks. If you're finished, please take a photograph of it and share it with us in the using the link that's in the chat on that Padlet link. Please keep going, though, if you're still scribing down your ones and noughts, having translated them into the different colours. And Medina, whilst people do that, do you have any questions for Maria from people?
Yeah, people are really curious about Maria's work in computing. So Alex is asking, what's your favorite thing about computing, Maria?
Oh, a lot of things, but I must say that I really like programming because it's just like a big puzzle that you have to put all the pieces to get the big picture. So I really like programming. But I also like very much computer vision. So all the algorithms related to computer vision.
Wow, that's so interesting. Thanks so much, Maria. Mm-hmm. Do we have time for some more questions?
Definitely. Thanks, Medina.
Fab. So you spoke about how you really love programming, Maria, and the RGY family is asking to code and decode. Do you use anything like the machine used in World War II, the one that you mentioned in Bletchley Park?
For code and decode, you usually use something that is called cryptography. So that is very similar to what we just done now with those letters and all these numbers that you find out. And there is a lot of mathematics inside that because you create this kind of code. However, this machine was the started of two main things: use cryptography and algorithms to create all those codes and decodes. So that was the start of a lot of work that now is applying to.
That's cool. So it's nice to see how things have changed and grown since that time in history.
Yeah.
Amazing. And do we have one last question there, Medina?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a question from Ayano, who's asking, how do you remember the rules for Python? So Python is a type of programming language, but maybe you can answer about any programming language that you use, Maria.
Yeah, that's really good point, Madina, because like Madina said, Python is a language, and like all the language, like we learn English, how do we remember all the rules in language? First we study and then we practice. So in programming is exactly the same. You first learn and you remember by practicing a lot. So the best tip is program.
That's a great tip. Thanks so much, Maria.
Let's give it up for Maria, everybody. Well done. And for the binary alphabet. It was so good to see it. Well done, binary alphabet. Woohoo! That was our last guest, as I said, in our Arty Party today. But we have met so many fantastic scientists and artists today, both on our screen, and also learned about women who've worked in arts and science as well throughout history. But I've got a question for you here. All of these artists and scientists are all really interested. They're very curious about the world. They're all interested in different things, though. But when you think about artists and scientists, what do they have in common when it comes to the way that they think? Please tell us in a few words in the chat. I'm going to repeat that. When you think about artists and scientists, what do they have in common when it comes to the way that they think? Oh, it tells you on the screen it's there as well there. Couple of moments thinking about that. And while you think about that, Medina, do we have any wonderful creations to share from the Padlet, I wonder?
I'm sure we do. Let's have a look. I'm really curious what people made in their bookmarks and their inventions. Oh, we can already see some already.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh, I love that circle and line. That's a great idea.
Oh, someone's done their own take on it. I love it.
Yeah, the ones and the
So
zeros.
inventive.
Oh, cool. That's one of those inventions. Oh,
Yes.
really good.
Lots of containers in these inventions. I feel like I had great similar thoughts.
Me too. And interesting to see how traffic lights have come up.
Yes.
There. I know some people were thinking about that for the roundabout as well. And also, Maria, you were talking about them too. All the rain. Is that a rain observer?
An absorber.
Oh, absorber.
Absorber.
Wow.
Bravo. Oh, I love that tissue paper element. And the wood as well.
Another rain one.
Sarah, what do you think about this? Do you think these could make...
These are super creative. I'm impressed because nobody had very long to come up with these. So these are amazing inventions in a really short space of time. I think they're brilliant, really. I like this one that's been drawn out as well. So that's kind of like having another angle on having the idea, and rather than using materials to do it, to actually draw out the idea. And that's quite clever as well.
And Medina, I think, have there been some good answers on the chat to my question, which was, what's the similarity between the way that artists and scientists think?
I think they're just coming through, but I bet people have had loads of great answers after all of those different activities that we've done.
Oh, here's some on the screen now.
Yes, it's true.
And Roger's saying they're open-minded. I feel like that's definitely true.
I agree. Oh, fantastic. Oh, yes, Rachel.
Experimenting and being creative. Yep, we've all seen some of that today in all the stories.
For sure, for sure. Keep them coming in. Thanks, Karen, too. And I think it must be time to say a big thank you to all our fantastic party guests today, Ty, Sarah, and Maria. Let's give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
And let's also give a round of applause to our co-host Medina and our people behind the scenes. Woohoo! And a big round of applause to all our Arty partiers at home. Well done, everyone.
Well
So that is
done.
That is all we have time for today. Thank you for joining, everybody. Your pictures look incredible. I love everything that you've made. You've got fantastic ideas. It's so exciting to see. We hope you enjoyed yourselves today. Please tell us in the chat about your favorite thing from the party today, as well as what you'd like more of next time. Maybe you'd also like to tell us what you're going to invent, create, or research inspired by our Arty Party guests today. You can rewatch this video in the future when it is put onto the Great Exhibition Road Festival YouTube channel. And we're also going to put a link to a quick survey in the chat as well. We'd really love to hear what you thought of our Arty Party today. If you've got a few minutes to do that, we'd really appreciate it. That's pretty much all from us today. I really hope that you've enjoyed yourselves and that you're able to keep an eye out on what we've got coming up in the future. Now, I know that April's family workshop is about our closest star, the sun. Oh, I bet that'll be really good. So that's the end. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. Until next time, see ya. Bye.
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 Bye, everyone.